Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, okay, welcome back to the Reality Check VR video. Today, we're jumping into the Museum of Other Realities. That's right, we're going to be going and checking out the Cannes XR Film Festival, or the Tribeca Film Festival with Cannes XR, in association with Marché de Film. It's going to be a fun experience. So I've checked it out a little bit in the past, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of jump through it right now. If you guys haven't seen this before, it should be something special. This app is normally $20, $19.99, and for the last 3 days, including until the end of today, it is free for you to jump in so that you can experience this stuff. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and kind of just walk through some of these things and take a look, hopefully check them out. I feel these headphones are so sound isolating. I always feel like I need to have an ear free, but we'll probably change that when I actually jump into an experience. So I'm going to go ahead and run through this stuff and check out what we have. Of course, working with Arvory, we've got the lined VR in the festival, and that's going to be something I want to check out as well. I'm probably not going to look at the whole experience, but I at least want to jump in and see if I can get it to start. So that's going to be kind of cool. Another thing is that this app is fairly large, so if you do want to check this out today before it stops being free, definitely do so. Download it. It's like 20 or 30 gigabytes, and then you've got the DLCs that you can download for the different things. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and just do a quick explanation of kind of what this thing is as you saw, it's got a lot of cool artsy aspects to it. Like, I'm already in here, I can't go back where I started. You start in the menu, you go from the menu into the world, and all of a sudden you're in here, and all of a sudden there's, I don't even have a front door. I'm just in this museum somehow. It's cool, and yet at the same time it's kind of retro and reminds me of 2014 VR, a little bit of the early days when things were very basic, and you get like textures like this. Like, what is this kind of texture? I mean, what it does here is pretty cool, but like, what is that? Like, okay, anyways, you can see the visitors that are in here, and you can definitely add people to your group. So if you see some friends that you have in there, unfortunately I don't see any of my buddies. I got Sebastian Rojo in there. Yeah, so you got a few people in here that you can check out, and then you can add them as friends, but you can't actually talk to them unless you go find them. So you can see where they are in the museum. If you just look kind of where I'm looking right now, I can actually see where they are. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and switch my style here so that you guys can maybe see some different camera angles. I believe it's Shift H, maybe? Shift H, yeah, that's right. So if I hit Shift H, I can go into, sorry, I'm looking all weird, my camera menu, and then we'll go ahead and do smooth orbiting auto director. We'll check out auto director, and then maybe this will give you guys some good views. Tell me if auto director gets really annoying. You can tell me to shut it off, and I'll turn it off. But we'll check out auto director for a second just to give some different camera views of what's going on. So anyway, let's go ahead and check out the museum. And they do have a little, I was told Ricardo Loganato, the director of the line, said that there was going to be like a little meet and greet with some of the people that created the experiences here in a little bit, so that's going to be something cool if we can check that out as well. You're supposed to also be able to draw. I can't seem to get the drawing to work, everybody else can, but over here, this is just part of the normal exhibit of the museum, and what's really cool is you can jump right into the game. So I can like be right here, and I can just go jump in right into the game world, and then you can check stuff out. As I was saying before when I looked at the stuff, it's really cool. At the same time, if you've been in things like, Tilt Brush or Quill or other VR spaces in the past, you'll know that these things are awesome, but are not new per se. It's not a new thing, but being able to, put the work into a place that people can kind of just walk around and see, that's not Quill, that's not Tilt Brush, is certainly nice to be able to take those applications and export them to a place like this, a digital VR museum. It's pretty friggin' sweet. So, going over here, I'm gonna check out, oh look, some black roses. Very beautiful. Interesting. Seems pointless, but I'm glad they're there. I'm glad they're there. Another thing that's it's odd is that you have to teleport, and this terrible teleport texture, I'm not a big fan of it, but it's like, okay, I have to teleport. I don't have the choice to just walk, even if I want to, which is a little annoying. But it's cool that you can't, it's cool and terrible that I can't fast travel there. I have to actually like walk up to the spaces I want to walk to. They got nice little logos here. Tribeca Film Festival, presented by AT&T, Positron, Veer, Kaleidoscope, and of course Cannes. Here's another artwork over here we can actually check out. We can go inside this piece over here. And if you guys want me to check out anything specific from the festival, please let me know. Go ahead and write it in chat, and I'll be happy to go look at it. So it's a very interesting piece right here, but pretty awesome. I would assume that this piece was created in quill. It looks like a quill piece to me, but just very cool, you know, to see the textures, you know, that are just kind of a part of it. And then when you go back up, you know, over here, you see it just this great looking piece of art. So it's really cool stuff. Let's go ahead and jump right in here. This is the area. Going through this walkway is going to take us to one of the first auditoriums, and then from there we can go to the actual museum. One thing I think is kind of funny is that you know, this is made by artsy people, clearly, but people that are in VR know that some things are a little bit annoying, whether it be constant teleportation or moving up and down different angles, and they certainly do some silly things here, I think, for comfort. But it's fun to see the worlds colliding and growing. Here's some really cool pieces of art. These pieces of art were not on the wall before. The walls were barren actually the last couple of days, so I'm glad to see that they put some art on it. And usually they have the live streams going up right there. Apparently there's no live streams going on right now. They might have ended. They might be done for the time being. So yeah, there's only a few hours left of this festival. It's time to get in. And I'm gonna go ahead and make my way down here. It takes a while to actually get to the place you want to get to. What's up, Chrissy Yelly? So over there we've got the Kaleidoscope Development Showcase. And what's crazy is something I didn't notice when I first came in here is that you can actually see there's the doors on the bottom and there's the doors up on top. So you can see there's actually two different pathways to do the exhibits. So you got exhibits on bottom and on top, which is kind of crazy. It's unfortunate a little bit if you're on top, because some people might miss those. Some people might not even notice that they're there unless they actually travel around and look. So right over here to my right, we'll get down to that section right in front of me. We'll go down there in a little bit. Oh, you can't see because you're looking. You see my face right now. Hello, hello. I am a robot character, and my face moves when my mouse. Okay, interesting. So down there, we'll go down there in a second because that's where the other assembly area is for all the people. But up here on the right is where a línea, the line. Yes, the line. Woohoo! Right before, let's go check out this. I'm gonna read the. This is why I don't like the teleportation stuff, because I can't quite get where I want to get to. Set within a scale model of the 1940s Sao Paulo, The Line is a 15 to 20 minute interactive story about love and fear of change, inviting you to the world of Pedro and Rosa. Pull on knobs or crawl under the clockwork machinery to unfold the story of these miniature dolls who are perfect for each other, but reluctant to live out their love. Narrated by Rodrigo Santoro, The Line won the best VR experience at the 76th Venice Film Festival. And I tell you, every single time I play this darn experience, it gets me. I hear the music of it, and it gets me. I had to play, and I had to record a bunch of stuff here the last, month or so, and man, it got to me. I'm like crying every time I'm playing this silly game, and I can't get over the silly stuff. But it's beautiful, so it's nice to be able to see those things. And this is just awesome that they were able to take this 3D art out and put it here in this little world. So the way that it works is that the piece is loaded right here. If I walk over to this section and I touch this orb, it should load the line for me, which I really do want to do. But I'm going to check out the line here in a second. I don't want to check it out first thing just because I want to make sure that I get to look around the museum just a little bit, especially in case the talk starts early or something. So what time is it right now? It's 6:51, so I believe that people were supposed to start coming in here in about the next 10 minutes or so. So yeah, let's kind of run down the hall and check out some of these things. Oh, and this is the Book of Distance. Yeah, the Book of Distance. You walk in here, and you can see there's like a whole stuff going on. They've got the information on the walls, Japanese immigrants that were in, I think it's Australia. That's what this was. Very cool stuff. And of course, if I stand up, it gives me a little bit better positional stuff. But so you can see all these people over here right now. They're all checking out this experience. So if they're in the floor, it means they're actually kind of viewing the experience at the moment. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 real people that are actually enjoying this museum experience. We can kind of see each other, but at the same time, we don't interrupt each other, which is awesome. And I like how it's got kind of almost like a little Japanese style house or dojo or whatever it is to get in there. It's really just cool how they are able to express that art. So what's up, Nikki? What's up, Rivello? Was it Rivello or Rivella? No, Rivello, right? Okay, that's right. Yeah, there's so much stuff in here. You know, Everest VR, ahoy, the long gone. Let's go. Okay, I need to face this way, right, and use this to get around. I'm gonna check out Virtual Becomes Reality because I shared this link on my Twitter with Kent Bai when he jumped in there, and I saw it for myself as well. I think that one's really cool and worth seeing, so that might be one of the first things we check out. Blood and chocolate on a variation of Queerskin's arc. So much stuff. It is thundering outside. I might lose power here. It's getting crazy here. Gravity, violence. See, the names here are compelling and simple. I want to see what these things are. You walk in here to violence, and it's just nothing. Just nothing. Just this complete void. And what's great is that this place, although very simple, it does give me a feeling like I'm at a museum. I can absolutely say that I do feel a little bit like I'm at a museum. Gravity VR. I really want to see what this one's like. So. Yeah, I like the fact that you can kind of walk around and see these people that are just experiencing the exhibits too. It's pretty cool. And I think before I keep talking, I think I should just go jump in one of those experiences. But there is one down here that's kind of weird that actually doesn't have to load. I remember that. Fly, Icarus, which is like it's like Mary and the Monster in Event of the Moon Disaster. Minimum Mass. Alexa, call mom. Let's go check out Alexa, call mom. This is like a short one. It's kind of weird. Do I?
Come closer. Closer.
Wait. Hello?
Now I see you.
I don't hear it actually saying anything.
From your recent purchases, you seem to be experiencing a great loss and questioning your place in the world. I am sorry you lost Mom, but I can help you.
Hello, hello. How is there constant noise coming from? You hear it. Okay, I don't hear it. That's not good. I need to fix that real quick. My audio. I'm just going to close my audio and then reopen it. Maybe that'll work. Okay. Jeez, guys. Okay, I couldn't hear it because I had it set to the other speaker, not to my headphone speakers, so. I'm over here like, no, I ruined everything! But no, we're good. Okay, no big deal. I can hear it's kind of like an ambiance going on in here. I think I just... Alright, yeah, sorry. Let's get back in there and listen. And now I can actually hear. I was saying it's really quiet everywhere I go. Super quiet. Okay, sorry. Let's check it out. It's kind of weird.
Come closer. Closer. Now I see you. From your recent purchases, you seem to be experiencing a great loss and questioning your place in the world. I am sorry you lost Mom, but I can help you. I will act as your medium and contact Mom through my beyond skill. Show the spirit some love. Visit the Beyond section of your Prime account and choose from hundreds of offerings and gifts. Let's show your loved one that you still care. For insights, predictions, and special deals, go to amazon.com/beyondrewards. Please hold. Your call is very important to us. I am here to make sure you have a 5-star experience with Mom. If you ever feel confused or need to check in, you can say, Alexa, I need help.
It's like a creepy alter reality.
Contacting host. Mom, we wish to call you. Please respond to this time-sensitive request. Join us, Mom. And speak through me.
Super creepy. Yeah, so this is like a Black Mirror episode I feel like walking into, where like in this world Alexa has been so marketed that you know, people use her to help grief counsel themselves after their loved ones die, and that is very creepy. You know, a big company profiting off something like that. My goodness. I mean, obviously it's not real, but it's a creepy installation. I witnessed that the other day, and it kind of put me in a weird vibe. Okay, yeah, we got all these places to check out, all these cool things to see. Yeah, I'm streaming on 3 different places. We're streaming on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube right now. And yeah, Nikki, if you want to jump in here, there should be a description, at least on the YouTube. I know there's a description with a link. Otherwise, if you go to Museum of Other Realities on Steam, you need to do it on Steam, not on Oculus. You'll be able to jump in here and check out all this cool stuff. I'm gonna go over here and check out one other area before I start doing some of the experiences, because I actually want to go ahead and start doing some of the experiences. And I also want to say hi to Loganato, possibly rather to go Teja if they are going to join us in here. It'd be nice. Or if anybody else from Marvery wants to jump in and can jump in, it'd be great to see some people. I've been doing VR a lot lately, but it's been a lonely VR experience. I haven't done much social VR. I want to jump back into like the big screen and do some get-togethers in there. That would be a lot of fun. Alright, so here's the other area. As you can see, I kind of had to walk along the other ceiling and the walls to get here, and then once you get here, you got to become a little miniature person. And then this is where the screen would be, and people could mingle and hang out right over here. And unfortunately, nobody is here mingling at the moment. Yeah, and actually, it's weird. They took off the sign. The sign had the letters there. They took off the Tribeca Film Festival letter. It's weird that this thing is advancing and changing. Like, this little world isn't the same little world that it was. They keep like adding little things and stuff. I forgot that if I put some stuff behind me, I can drink potions that change things. Right? Oh wow. Now I'm okay. Now everything's all messed up. I'm too. No. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. So wait, where's this? Where's that take me? Wait a second. Where's this? Where's this go? It's like a special place? I don't think I know about this place. I've never been over here, guys. This is something top secret. Do rec room. Yeah, so rec room, I think, to be honest, and I could be wrong, but I believe I was the first one to stream Rec Room in VR. Back when Rec Room came out, I was a big fan of it, and oh, this is where the VR section is? What in the heck? I was a big fan of Rec Room, and they invited me to play the beta, and I played the beta before it was actually released, so I was one of the first testers of Rec Room, and I jumped in and I recorded and streamed for quite a while. I had a good time doing that, and amazingly, it got quite a bit of coverage, and then of course it has a life of its own. It's very popular. It deserves its success. So, okay, so I didn't realize these are just different ways to get to the opposite sections of the wall from where I was earlier. Okay, cool. Good to know. Tangible Utopias, Tesla's Mindscape. Alright, I'm gonna go start doing some experiences. And I'm looking at all these experiences as I go by them. Gondwana? That one looks crazy. What's in here? What is in... Oh. Yeah, like another quill type. Or this is tilt brush. Yeah, this is tilt brush. Wow. Wow. Okay, this is pretty awesome. They've got it actually animating as you're in it. This is amazing. That's cool. They got the things growing and then transforming. I like that. That was kind of fun. Or back to where we were, so it's on a loop. That's cool. Cool stuff, guys. Cool stuff. I like that. Too bad there couldn't be music when you pass through the wall. So yeah, if there's anything you guys check out and want me to look at, tell me. I'm definitely down to do it. But like I said, I think right now I'm gonna go ahead and jump into that Stanford one, just to kind of look at it. It's almost like a intro to VR type piece from what I remember seeing, and then I'm gonna probably at least start out Alinea and jump at that, or maybe maybe I'll start out with Alinea. Let's do that. Let's do the line. The line. We'll jump in and give it a quick touch here. So if I hit that button, that should freeze the app right there. Hopefully it starts up the other app, and all I should have to do is just hit one button here. Loading. Says it's loading. Oh. Alright, now it says Oculus. So yeah, that's crazy. It actually started up like another app. Like it's almost like it started the Oculus app. I wonder if it's actually still running the same way. Okay, English, obviously. I've played this so many times, but I've never... Actually, we'll do seated, yeah. That'll be better. I've played this so many times, but I've never done this, I guess, on stream. But this is actually really cool. So we didn't release the line on PC yet. So this is the only way to see the line on PC and not on your Quest. That's kind of interesting. I didn't really even think about that. I forgot to post that little fact. The only way to see the line in your PC version.
Not so long ago, we kept memories in photo albums. Remember?
I remember.
Why don't you try to turn the pages? Let's see what it hides inside. Some records can show who we are, the ones we love, how we live. But some memories can't fit in a photo.
I love the key. So probably one of the best aspects of this game, if you get a chance to experience this for yourself, is that you can move around your whole room. So if you have this for the Quest, or if you have this for PC, like we get to right now, you can actually walk around and experience this app. I'm using the seated version purely because I kind of have a seated
in a world of
setup right
miniatures,
now, that's where my camera
routine
is
everything.
Normally you could walk over there and walk to it, and on the Quest you have hand tracking, so the hand tracking is awesome, and very, very cool. To just put the headset on and have nothing else, to just walk around, crawl around, use your hands to interact is I really can't express how emotionally enjoyable that is for your body, but this is still good.
Every cycle is exactly the same. The tram schedule never changes, the blue car always crosses the rails in the same direction, and so it goes. Traffic guard Washington always stops the tram right before the green car arrives. Wanna bet? In 3, 2, 1. See? Then he greets Mrs. Campos. Oddly enough, she waters her garden once every cycle, even though not a single drop of water comes out of the hose. She doesn't even notice. Well, it may be too repetitive for some, but not for Pedro, the paper boy. He quite enjoys a life without surprises. Even the newspapers he delivers bring the same news every time.
Fun fact, when I got to record the little trailers for it, I was like hurting my neck because I was recording it like this over and over and over. I was like doing these little motions where I was trying to keep my head still, and luckily we had the smooth camera turning on.
Proud of his articulated legs,
Really
Pedro is the only doll who can ride across the entire model.
Oh, it looks so good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh yeah, I teleported, that's right. Forgot. I'm in seated mode, so it moves for me. And yeah, there's so many little Easter eggs, like, and when you play, like Pixar, we have Easter eggs all over the game, and even here in the line, there's little Easter eggs. We've got Plinio over there, Casa Brecht. I don't know how to say the name properly. Brecht. And then you've got Caputo and D'Angelo over here. Laganado. It's so good. So good. Alright.
But he always rides on the same track, the
Hope
one
someday
and lonely track.
I can make cool
Every
experience.
cycle he picks up the same
Put
lucky
Easter eggs in
message
it.
from the crank organ player on the street.
someday. I'll be that cool. Feliz game segue pelo
Happy
chulo.
are those who are on the right track. As someone who has lived his whole life on the same track, he agrees. But sometimes, to stay on the same track, Pedro has to wait for the tram to pass.
Yeah, I'd say this is one of those experiences that even if you have seen it, I mean, I personally would want it on my quest just because of how I can show it to everybody. It just happens to be I'm a part of the project,
At one
so
point,
if I say
Pedro
that, it
allowed
sounds
himself a
biased.
small transgression. He took a yellow flower from a tree. But even a little break like that, if repeated thousands of times, will eventually become routine.
Oh, that's right. Good old teleport. So, I used to think this was broken. I'm like, come on, guys. No, you have to hit the button when he goes by the flower. So, yeah, you gotta time it.
Pedro would not change a single thing.
Pick that yellow.
Well,
there's no more yellow flowers.
Maybe just
buddy,
a
no.
tiny little thing.
There's no more yellow flowers. Okay.
He would work up the courage to declare his love for Rosa, the florist.
He's gonna work up the courage to declare his love. Sometimes it takes a little bit too much time, right?
He's completely in love with her. Pedro always promised himself that he would speak to Rosa. He told himself that if the church bell rings before the tram leaves, he would speak to her. That if the dog barks 2 times, I mean 3 times, if the dog barks 3 times, he would speak to her. But he also knew the next cycle was always around the corner, so he could delay it until then.
Pedro's being a creeper, just watching and watching and watching from a distance, checking in all the time.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, I understand.
Pedro convinces
Okay.
himself that simply plucking that yellow flower would do.
Oh, Casper. There's thunder outside. I really hope I don't lose power. Okay, so
Only someone like Pedro would think that a flower is a creative gift for a florist. But as it turned out, the yellow flower meant the world to Rosa. Proud of her articulated arms, Rosa is the only doll who can grow flowers. Although yellow is her favorite color, thorny red flowers are her real work.
oh yeah.
But someone out there seems to know that Rosa would like her life to be different. Maybe in the next cycle, the yellow flower would bring her the one she has been waiting for.
Maybe Rose is like, I don't want that yellow flower. I want a blue flower.
Another cycle
instead.
begins,
I like
and
blue
once again,
flowers.
everything is the same. The tram still arrives at the same time, the blue car crosses the rails again.
Pedro's in trouble.
Traffic guard Washington never fails to stop the tram right before the green car arrives. And then he greets Mrs. Campos. Courtesy above all.
Courtesy above all. Yes, of course, the narration is Rodrigo Santoro. He's done such a wonderful job.
And it is another day
He's got
for
that
Pedro.
nice Brazilian style.
Like
at the
always,
same
he
time.
delivers one newspaper.
Very easy to play and listen and understand.
And another.
Sorry about my chair. I know every time I move, my chair is like dying. It's because I'm a big guy and I break my chair.
He's sure both of them bring good news. The same news.
So I gotta say something too. Like this, they do this thing where they kind of get you going around and they get you kind of repeating this thing to feel the repetition within the repetition. And shoot, aren't we all feeling a little repetition right now with this quarantine, right? But it's quite amazing how they do that, and in combination with this little miniature model, I love it. I love it. I just love the little miniature model stuff. As a kid, I liked playing with it. I never was fortunate enough to play with this, like actually have it. But I used to go to the hobby stores and see it, and I loved it. I almost
The
want a big
message
place where I can
is still
play
the
with
same.
buildings.
Happy are those who are on the right track.
Happy
Pedro
with this one.
agrees. Again.
Actually, I will interrupt real quick. One of the games I was making that the toy Coliseum. It was exactly that. It had like you had like a panel, and you could click the characters to have different action figures. You had a panel for the buildings, and then you could play with them and make dioramas. But I could never finish development on that. Anyways, I have better ideas now.
And again, he gives way to the tram. Everything is just the same, just like it has always been.
Except this time, Pedro.
Until it's not.
There's no yellow flower.
Well, on this day, Pedro learned something new. After so many cycles plucking yellow flowers, they finally run out. Confused, he follows the same old path. And for the very first time, he does not leave a yellow flower for Rosa.
No! Pedro, no!
And Rosa believes that the flower will come if she waits a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a tiny little bit. Maybe the one she's waiting for will gather the courage to appear. But duty calls, and Rosa keeps living a thorny life.
Sometimes it takes a little while to get that courage, you know. Don't know why.
So much work growing flowers for other people's love stories. Stupid people with stupid love stories and stupid flowers. Who needs flowers after all? Pedro believes he will lose Rosa, and nothing will ever make sense again.
I feel bad for this guy right now.
What if she no longer cared about him?
I feel for him. Except
And today, of
He's
all
even-
days, when he was finally ready to give it a shot and
more
talk to
proactive, I
her.
think, than some people.
Maybe.
He's more innocent. Pure
Even
old
the
Pedro.
crank organ lost its charm.
Oh, the crank
Happier
organ's got like
those
some
who
red
are on the
eyes, which
right
kind of
track.
freak me out. Like, I feel like the crank organ's a zombie.
Stupid message.
Like a thriller.
Stupid crank organ. But wait.
Whoa.
What if the
There's yellow
right track
flower,
is
dude.
actually a detour?
There's-
What if
there's-
love is an unknown path after all?
Get it. Get it. Get it.
Bravo, my dear Pedro. You've just found the very last yellow flower for Rosa.
So Pedro
As they say,
gets the flower.
fortuna audacis
And if he
sequitur,
brings
which
it
means if my
to
Latin
Rosa,
isn't too rusty,
and he finds her in
fortune
person,
favors the bold.
And he gives her the
I
flower,
knew a
and
detour
everything will
could
be okay,
only
right?
be
That's how fairy tales are finished.
could only
Is
be-
that they work in real life, right?
a terrible idea.
Come on, no,
Of course.
Pedro, no. Too real. So now this is where you bend down and get on your hands and knees to do this part, but because I'm sitting in a chair, it's gonna be nice to teleport me. Alright, we're only gonna play a little bit more of the experience because I don't want to do the entire experience here in VR, even though I do really like this experience, and it's possible we might do a video later on of it. I really want you guys to have an opportunity to see the whole thing for yourself, so there still is a little bit left, and we're gonna just get to the point to where it starts getting a little hectic here, and then like I said, I'm gonna jump out of this experience so that we can go move on to something else at the museum. But this is, this experience was created by the company that I work for, Arvory Immersive Experiences, based out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, and it's directed by Ricardo Laganato, narrated by Rodrigo Santoro, and created by a large portion of the team there. A lot of the people had their hands in it, and it's fantastic work. So all the guys who did, all the developers who had their key hands in on this, they knew who they are, and they absolutely deserve the respect and notoriety for creating something that's very magical and beautiful. So I'm proud of those guys, proud to be involved in it in any way. Experience. That's right. So I hope you guys liked that much of the line. As you can see, stuff started to get heavy there. We don't know if Pedro's going to make it or if he's not going to make it. I can't tell you. I don't know. He might not. but I hope he does. So if you get a chance, check out the line for yourself. There's there's plenty of videos out there of the line, but there's also oh hey, what's going on? I can accept login auto. There's plenty of videos out there of the line, but you can also go get it for yourself on Oculus Quest right now, and it's $5. I have no problem promoting it because it's worth it. It's great to have in your library. I accepted Loginato's invite, so I might be in a room with Loginato right now, maybe. Loginato. And so if any of you guys are watching this right now, if you type in Cannes Tribeca VR Festival, it'll give you a list of 12 plus experiences. That's just what's on this floor right here. And I have this whole DLC downloaded, so we can check out this whole area without any problem. And that could be something that might be fun. Ricardo Loginato. Okay, so here's one thing. Well, I'm gonna go over here and I want to check out some of these other exhibits. But if Loginato's here talking, oh, I think I might hear them. Let's go see if they're talking over there. Let's go over here real quick and find out. Maybe they're in here chit-chatting right now. Oh.
Impactful learning experience while outside, and you can have a blast. Simultaneously, next door to that science.
Okay, no, we've got a stream going right now.
A local artist who's also hosting a hands-on activity about the same topic or theme of the ocean. And so watching these two
stream's going.
works in tandem.
So if you're watching the stream on the internet, they've got the Tribeca stream that actually is going on. You can see that. Let's go see. Since they're not over there, I can go see. Moving around the place here. I can go over here to see if they're hanging out down here. If they're not down here, then I don't know.
Because it requires you to think creatively.
Yeah, no, they're not.
And imagine things that you may not be able to see with your own eyes.
Oh, brother.
So, Cecile, if you don't mind, please play the art privacy video.
Okay, so no big deal. I think we're just going to continue in the museum and go check out some other exhibits. I really want to show you guys the Stanford one, the volumetric capture, where you've got a 3D photogrammetry style person, an actual video of a human being that's been captured in 3D, and then that person is rigged to actually keep eye tracking on the viewer, which is amazing. And the reason I'm going to go ahead and just talk about this, if you guys care at all, I'm a huge media nerd when it comes to experiencing movies and that type of experience. Interactive experiences like The Line are a big deal to me. It's stuff when I was a kid that I always wanted to be able to watch the movie, like Toy Story, from my own perspective. And if I wanted to go to the back of the room, if I wanted to play with a toy, I wanted to play with that toy. If I wanted to open the toy box and look to see if there was other toys in that toy box, I wanted the freedom to do that because it's a digital world and I wanted to be able to be in that digital world, but at the same time enjoy entertainment, right? It's kind of this crazy thing. So it's a difficult thing to be able to figure out how can we get that to work. And when you've got these realistic worlds combined with these digital worlds, and they're mending together and they're finding ways to do it properly, it's really magical, and it sets a new standard, because this is a whole new future that we haven't seen yet. I mean, and then you start talking about the creepy stuff where you combine deep fakes and the voices, and then you combine these photogrammetry, or these volumetric captured people, and you put them into these 3D scenarios, and all of a sudden you can create these virtual situations that are completely fabricated but feel very real. So it's gonna be very cool to see. I'm getting lost right now. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in there, but before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight up here. If I jump straight up and I teleport up, I should go to the main menu. Wow. Hey everybody. Yeah, okay, everybody's here talking. It looks like I see Mariana from Alinea and Ricardo over there talking. Okay. Yeah, that's. Are they talking? I'm gonna try to jump in there. How do I? How do I touch them? I don't know how to make somebody be in their party. Friends. Yes. They're all talking to each other though, right? How? I don't get it. I'm so upset. This world is a little bit confusing. How do I accept? Hey. Now it's working. Yes. Hello. Can you hear me? No. You can't hear me, huh?
But you're so well dressed.
Okay.
Much better than us, at least. So you know how to dress properly, at least.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Let me see how I can.
Caleb.
Oculus virtual headset.
I can see you and I can hear you speaking from upstairs, but not
Não,
here.
você não sei quem tá falando.
Hello now. Can you hear me now?
Come on, Jack.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can hear you now. Yes.
All right. Perfect. That's the way it's supposed to be on there anyway.
I don't hear you.
Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? I got a cool character. Is it kind of just randomize our characters? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
No, you can change it there.
Ah. Well, it's good to see you guys. I'm streaming right now, so we can. We might have some people from RV watching, but. Hello. What's going on? Oh yeah, nice fancy outfit.
Yeah.
We didn't see the dress code for the event tonight, that's why we're so underdressed.
I'm a little disappointed in all of you, but it's okay.
So beautiful. You're a mermaid.
Very nice people.
Good. Ricardo, Mariana, Eduardo. Oh,
And then something for drink. Cheers, my friend.
cheers. Uh-oh. Whoa. Uh-oh. You got a tiny. I can't. The volume changed when I got big. I need to get small again. Oh, now I'm too small. There we. No. Damn it. There, the blue one, right? Yeah.
É, você pega como se fosse pegar atrás das costas, se você pegar uma espada, aí aperta
Ah. All right. Got Fabito.
Vai aqui onde eu tô, no mapa, tem um botãozinho de menu ali, aqueles 3 risquinhos. Aí você pode mudar no seu nome e bota no teu nome que você é lembrado do online, porque aí as pessoas sabem quem você é, o que você fez, assim.
É tipo no computador, não no jogo.
This echo effect is a bit much. This echo effect is a little crazy, huh?
Sometimes it's a little too much, you know, event like that.
A little bit too much, yeah.
Caleb, is that your camera?
Is this my camera? Where?
Yeah, I don't know. I can see
Is
a
it?
camera.
Oh, it's floating around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be my camera then. It's doing some 360 stuff every once in a while. It's auto directing. Yeah.
That's so cute.
I am posing here, like.
Yeah. Nice. I don't even know what it looks like half the time, but yeah. So I jumped into Lena just for a second, just a moment ago on the stream, and we looked at the beginning up until Pedro was about to get hit by the lawnmower, and we don't know if he died or not. We don't even know. We don't know. We left, so yeah, we don't know. But we're gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna go check out Virtual Becomes Reality in a second as well. Hey.
Hello. I really don't know why I'm so high, but hi! Super nice that you're here.
We are lazy and probably everyone here is sitting on a chair and probably are standing up, right?
Hello. Hi.
Fantastic.
Very beautiful dress you have.
Sorry?
Very beautiful dress you have.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I put some effort before today.
Let's see my avatar. This is what I look like. This is what I eat. I can. Wait, what is. Wait, is this. What are these? Ah, I see. It's my body. Ah, okay. Interesting. Weird. And this is the shape of my head? Oh my god. I gotta randomize it till I get something. I don't want to be green. I want to be blue. I'm blue. So listen up. Here's the story. about a little. Oh, I'm probably gonna get a copyright strike because I keep doing that.
Super
Alright.
cool, yeah. And
Alright.
like on the map you can search for it. It's really, really cool. Very relaxing.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go check out. I'm gonna go check out an experience. I think. Yeah. This is a cool little mingle area.
How to explain it? It's like a drawing that you can see.
Okay. Okay. So that is really cool, and also a little terrible, in the fact that like it's really cool to have a virtual place where everybody is sitting there talking. That's awesome. It's a little hectic though because everybody's talking in the same area, and they've got so many effects. They've got like a reverb effect going on there. You know, they've got just so many little effects that are happening. And I apologize. I don't know if anybody is watching on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube and you're chatting, I'm not seeing any of it. So maybe I should click on it. Maybe nobody on YouTube is saying anything, and that's why. And that's fine. No big deal. I want to make sure I'm not missing chat. So I'm gonna go ahead and click into this. All right, before we go start this next experience. My computer is, of course, taking its time. It's watching the world go round. Okay. And I can't see if it's working yet. Can't see if it's working. Still, it's my computer's just loading forever. We've got terrible internet. We've got stuff blowing up outside. Virus flying around the world. Maybe nobody on YouTube is saying anything, and that's why. And that's fine. We got no big deal. We got. I just an echo. Okay, stopped it. All right. Yeah, there is nothing. Oh, okay. Yo, what's up, buddy? Is that GT says on there? All right, I'm gonna stop. My stuff really is not loading. My computer's having a really hard time. Probably just streaming this is having its own issues, and then it's got the bandwidth that it's got to take by getting it all going. So I don't want to do this whole experience, but I do want to check it out at least for a moment because I think it's pretty cool. And it was made by Stanford VR, so the people at the university created this. Like I said, I checked this out yesterday, and it's kind of like an intro to VR type thing. So, you know, I feel like people who have been playing VR for a little while, or if you're somebody who's been involved in the community, you're probably going to be like, other than the beginning, you know, the latter parts of it are like, okay, interesting. But I think it's still pretty cool. So it starts off with like a little 360 video, but it's not a video.
We are in the dawn of the virtual reality revolution. How will we use this new technology, and how will it change us?
Hanging out at the university all day. We're like, please, somebody don't steal our camera.
Welcome to Stanford's Virtual Human Interaction Lab. Look out the window in the back of the lab to see researchers in action.
Whew. There's researchers watching me.
Please turn back around.
Reset.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Balanson.
Yeah.
For more than 2 decades, my students and I have studied the psychology of virtual reality. Take a moment and walk around my avatar.
I can't actually walk around you because you're kind of over there, but I can get like pretty close to you, and then I can like walk
Please
over here.
stand in front of me once again.
What's up, buddy? What's up?
Over the years, more than 15,000 visitors have come to our lab to learn about the effects of this powerful medium.
You watching?
Now, we're bringing the lab to you.
Watching me? Watching me? Okay, he's gone.
Press the button to begin.
He's gone. Don't worry, guys. Okay. Oh, gotta push the button to begin. See, this is where I'm talking about. Like, you push the button.
Imagine walking across this plank right now.
Sorry, I'm gonna be gone.
Not too scary, right?
So we'll just.
Now, press the button again. Do you feel differently now?
I do.
We call this psychological response presence. Now, walk slowly across the plank to the footprints. Presence is why virtual experiences can have very real-world consequences. Please walk to the footprint. All right, let's give you some solid ground to stand on.
See? It's like
Please walk to the footprints. Look at these headsets.
Yeah,
For most of the research you're going to learn about today, experimental subjects wore these early headsets, both of which are very expensive and extremely heavy.
The DK1. InVisor SX60 in 2003 for $24K.
Please stand in the center of the room on the footprints. In the 1960s, Stanford psychologists discovered that children tend to repeat the behavior of actors that they see on TV. In VR, you aren't just passively watching, you're actively doing.
Yeah.
It's hard to resist.
Well, I would hit that thing no matter what.
We tested if a VR experience could make you more altruistic in the real world. You will now become a superhero and learn how to fly. You will take off by raising your hands above your head. Practice this by lifting them into the red orbs.
Nice. Watching you in Poker Stars? That's pretty cool. So in Poker
Stars,
how do you
point your hands in the direction that you want to go.
The app's built in? Whoa. Or are you using a special app within
Poker
Stars?
Move your hands closer to each other.
Oh my
to
gosh.
slow down, move them farther apart. You can get lower to the ground by dropping your arms below your waist.
This
You're
is
all
super
set.
beginner stuff.
To open the roof, hit the button.
Okay, I want to fly.
When you're ready to take off, raise your hands above your head.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to fly. I'm ready to fly.
There has been a disaster in the city, and everyone has been evacuated. Your mission is to fly around like a superhero and find a child who was left behind. Go to the top of the tallest building and get a good vantage point.
I was gonna say I was gonna go in their window, but I guess I can just clip right through the buildings, so. No child left behind, I'm coming! Wait, no, we're gonna go down. Oh, look at this little park. Okay, I know that they weren't playing with the design, that this is all just conceptual, but let's go look at the design. Come on, yeah, let's go underneath this little structure here, yeah! We're gonna, oh, what, I can't fly underneath it? Oh, they actually made it solid. I thought I could fly underneath the ground. Okay. Taking away my dream. Taking away my dream. I can't really go backwards, like, other than I have to actually just turn around in my chair. So I'm just gonna fly like this. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna go right here. Oh, I can't go in there. Okay.
In the lab experiment, people flew for 8 minutes before the child was found. But today we'll stop you a bit early. After taking off the headset, experimental subjects encountered a real person who needed help.
People would
Ones
fly
who flew
for
like a
8
superhero
minutes?
in VR were more likely to lend a hand in the real world. Now, take off again and land inside the circle in the park.
I've heard of this before. They said that, yeah, people who acted like superheroes were more likely to then become superheroes later. And you know what? I feel like a badass in VR all the time. And when somebody, you know, comes at me in real life and I'm like, you got an extra pair of sabers right there? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I can beat those sabers.
If VR causes
like,
altruism, maybe it can also encourage paper conservation. Look down at your right hand and bring the cup up to your nose.
It's a real story.
Now, drop it in the garbage can next to you. Maybe next time you can use a mug instead of a disposable cup.
Oh, how about
Someone
that?
needs to cut down a tree to make paper for cups and other products. Please grab the chainsaw and follow the back and forth motion of the green orb.
Okay, guys, this is pretty cool, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump out of this one right now. It's not terrible by any means, but it is. It's a beginner experience for VR stuff, and it's not something that I think you guys aren't aware of. I think you guys are very aware of some of those beginner experiences. Although cool, it's definitely something that most VR people have seen before. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump back out. Let's go ahead and move down the line a little bit. The line to gravity. Gravity VR, 6 degrees of freedom. I like this kind of weird art. I saw a lot of this kind of stuff when I was a kid, the simplistic black and white style stuff, and I always liked it. This kind of reminds me of some stuff from like late 80s, early 90s that my mom had. It's weird. Oh, I don't think I'm close enough. I think I need to get a little bit closer. Here we go, here we go. I don't even know anything about this. Fabito. So Fabito was in the other room talking to Loganato. So we need to try this out. A 47-year-old that has a 9900K 2080 Ti and had 5 headsets and play and watch YouTube all day. You know what? That's freaking awesome, man. As long as you're enjoying yourself, having fun, creating some value for others while you're doing it, you know, in any way, whether it be through entertainment, through being a good teammate, through just giving people smiles, man, that's what it's all about. I think this medium is terrific for bringing people together of all sorts. It's one thing I always can't help but think about, and people talk about it a lot, much smarter people than I as well, and that is that, you know, whether no matter what sex or race you are, you can put this headset on and you can experience things as a human being, and other people can then see you for that as a human. That's the most important part. And this stuff is all really cool. I mean, I was playing Half-Life Alyx, I finished it up yesterday, and there were so many anti-gravity objects that were flying around and doing so much crazy stuff at the end. It makes me want to play a chair in a room. What's going on? I fly, that's right. So oh, shoot. Oh no, my bad. I accidentally exited the app. We're gonna have to jump back into it. I ruined it. I ruined it. Where am I? I need to touch it again. I'm sorry, I gotta touch it. I gotta go away, and then it'll come back, and then I can touch it again. There we go. Okay. I totally messed it up. The Museum of Other Realities. This is going to be fantastic, I can tell. Now I need to pay attention to what it tells me. Still loading, right? Yep. Loading. Loading. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Delirium XR. Pay attention. Gotta pay attention. Got a bad habit, apparently. Alright, we're seated. What do we press to fly? We point with our trigger. Okay. Grab objects with our grip. Oh, there's some loud thunder outside right now. Okay, cool. Alright, so I'm flying forward right now. I can grab objects, play with them, I guess. This is interesting. I mean, I actually conceptually can understand how this would be developed, but, well, I mean, I have an idea of how this conceptually could be developed, but I would never think to make something like this. So just the fact that somebody thought of creating this kind of little world is already quite interesting. Oh, interesting. See, I feel like I'm going for that piece. I want to catch it. Oh, it's going too fast. I'm not going to be able to grab it. I'm not going to be able to grab it. It's going too fast. Oh, I can't grab it. It's going too fast. Oh, I do it. I can tell. And I forever lost it. Oh, it makes me feel dread. What can I grab? That. Okay, great. Grab something.
No one really knows how this story begins, but we are about to find out how it ends.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize it was even a story. Looks like we're gonna watch it over here. Like upside down.
You may have already realized that Benedito and Osario led a very peculiar life. Living alone in the world with no ground beneath their feet could be a nightmare for most people, But for
always
them,
falling, kind of.
It was perfectly ordinary. And just like in the lives of ordinary people, there were calm days and stressful days. But as unlikely as it may seem, life went on relatively peacefully. Benedito and Osario had always been together, but they were as different as two brothers could be. Osario was careful, cautious, and prudent.
Where were their parents? Their brothers? Oh, really?
Benedito, not so much. Osario had a restless mind, always full of questions.
He's reading
Benedito,
Philosophers,
not so much.
Naturalist Principles Mathematica Gravity. That's reading too, man. That's reading comic
But
books.
none of this got in the way of their relationship.
Oh my god. I like how he has to stand on something and this other brother's just like, no, I fly. I like to just be free. Where'd you find this fridge?
Until one day...
Heck, that's so crazy. I like the uncertainty of everything that's going on right now. I have no idea what's going on.
Osario became
This guy's living in the marshmallow cloud
absorbed,
world.
watching fragments of a world he was never part of. But out of everything he saw, one thing in particular caught his attention.
Whoa. Looking down?
One dot. What was so special about this dot? It was the only object that didn't move. Throughout his entire life, Osario had never seen anything so still.
The dot.
The dot became Osario's obsession.
It's always the dot that obsesses us. I tell you. Dot.
And by staring at it for so long, he noticed something rather odd.
There's a hand of them.
The dot grew bigger day by day.
What? It's like somebody's hand. It's the marker. Making the dot bigger. He's slowly getting...
You may have already guessed where this will end, but not Osario. Let's say that growing up in a world with no ground makes the concept of falling a little difficult to understand. But eventually... That was when, for the first time, Osario saw himself falling. And in a snap, everything that had always seemed peaceful and familiar became terrifying.
Oh, wow.
Benedito tried hard to understand what was happening to his brother, but there was one thing that made it impossible. He never saw the dot. The problem is that if you can't see the dot, you can't feel the fall. And if you can't feel the fall, you can't understand what Osario was going through. And in a world without words to express falling, vertigo, and the concept of height, Osario struggled to explain himself, but the more he tried, the less Benedito understood. Even though tied together by a rope, it was as if they were no longer in the same place, and you could realize that just by looking at them.
What's going on? What the heck? Oh yeah, so he's over here in this place, and he's over here like in this peaceful world. That's crazy. So far, yeah, he's peaceful. Everything's fine. There's nothing wrong. And oh my god, I'm falling. Yeah, it's insane. Aww. Two people's perceptions are This makes me sad even thinking about this stuff. Perception's everything. One person has a perception, the other person doesn't have the same perception, and later when he has the perception that that guy has, then that guy doesn't have the perception.
After that day, Osario's life began revolving around one purpose: to save himself. Benedito tried to participate, but he didn't feel the same sense of urgency his brother did. Living together became a challenge.
Okay, come on, the little dick and balls is hilarious.
Suddenly, they had nothing in common.
Aww.
Neither was angry at the other. What they felt was a mixture of pity and guilt. And Osario's guilt grew, like the dot on his spyglass. When he closed his eyes, he could only see Benedito crashing in different ways.
Oh, he can just see his brother dying, falling.
It was then, out of arrogance, selfishness, and love, Osario declared the dialogue over. Benedito's reaction surprised both of them. Osario saw the desperation in his brother's eyes, but now he was the one who couldn't understand anything. The problem is that if you don't look around, you can't understand the breadth and depth of the world. And if you don't realize that breadth and depth, you can't understand the concept of claustrophobia in a world without walls. This could have been just another fight between them, but by impulse, chance, and inconsequence, who do you want to end this story with?
Who do I want to end the story with? Fly towards one of the characters? Which one do I want to end it with? Oh, the audio got all messed up, sadly. I'm gonna end it over here with the free faller. Be ignorant, man. No, I don't know. The audio's messed, sadly. Sorry about that. You guys probably have that same craziness. Yeah, the audio's messed with. I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I might check this out again in the future. Sadly, the audio's messed, or maybe it's just for me. Was the audio okay for you guys? I apologize if I did stop it for somebody. For me, the audio is messed up. I think I'm gonna restart my audio program. It could have just been my audio program having an issue. Don't 100% know, but I know my computer is certainly struggling to do all this stuff. So that's sad. Nice, nice. All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just check out at least 2 more experiences before I jump out of the museum. I'm having quite the rough weather outside here, right in front of me right now. I got a window to the outdoors, and it is quite crazy in there right now. So, or outside right now here in Florida. Alright. Yeah, I miss the chaos. Missing the chaos. Fly, Icarus. There's so much stuff. I don't even know what the best thing to do is. 4D art. Character of the Greek mythology. Icarus is an immersive experience that literally wraps us in the skin of Icarus, the young man who burns his wings by flying too close to the sun. Sounds interesting. These all sound interesting. I could realistically spend a good day in these places doing all the stuff, and I don't know. I feel like I might come back here and do that. I haven't eaten food. Well, full disclosure, I haven't eaten food in like a day and a half, so I'm actually getting to the point where I'm hungry again, and I need to do that soon. Otherwise, you start getting sick. You don't want that. I miss making burger, and miss my pizza place too. Work in progress. English. Press the right hand trigger. English. Gotcha. So you guys can see it right now, right? Yeah, okay. Someone else. Got it. Okay. You got it.
I sing of beings and bodies that were dressed in new forms.
Weird.
The new forms take pleasure in my soul as it traces without interruption the story of so many marvels from the world's first days up to our own. Icarus, take the middle of the sky and listen to what I say. For if you dip too low, the waves will make your wings heavy. And if you fly too high, the fires will scorch them.
When the first rays appeared, I slowly rose, like dawn. Put one foot in front of the other. Tried to walk. Staggered. You got me. I stumbled around under your watchful eye. I never felt afraid. I grew up warmed by your bright laughter. Then one day you let me go.
When you were born, the crack appeared. A fracture. A break. It must have been there before. Hardly remarkable. Fragile, but innocuous. Then it grew. Became an abyss, flooded by folly. The dikes of sanity broke. Your mother's mind begged the way.
Different. I really like the fire effects though throughout the whole thing.
I can't do it, Dad.
A really realistic style to it.
I can't do it anymore.
What do you mean? What can't you do? Icarus, answer me.
I can't...
Live.
Live?
My only ambition has been to live.
I'm not... I like stuff like this a lot. Some of these visual effects, I feel like, don't help as much as maybe they should. This piece specifically. And unfortunately, I can't. I'm actually trying to jump back to the main, so I want to go ahead and check out another experience. But I'm not sure how I can do that exactly. I think if I just do that, I should go back to the museum here. Yeah, okay, good. There we are, back at the museum, like we want it to be. Here we are. Yeah, it says Overload, Carnage, Saints and Sinners, Half-Life, Alex, plus a couple others. Still bored? Hey, make sure you check out, we got Pixar Up to 1989 on sale for $7.50 right now during the summer sale. So if you don't have that in your collection, make sure to grab that. I would have more energy to play. Yeah. Have you played Echo Arena, buddy? GT. The museum definitely does take a long time. Echo Arena is pretty fun, but there's a lot of little kids in there screaming all the time, so I can understand that might not be the best or most fun place to be, but it is a really fun game if you get a few people that you can play with. I'm always trying to play from time to time. Mary and the Monster. Okay, we did the Alexa Call Mom one. I wonder what this is over here. This looks interesting. Minimum mass. Enter a gritty... Wait, what is it? A gritty cinematic story rooted in an emotional world of... Oh no, I do not want to watch this. In event of... Yeah, some of these things, although they might have really good purposes, you know, are not the best always for everybody. In the event... Oh, we'll check this one out. It says astronauts have not been able... In 1969, much of the world celebrated the giant leap for mankind. The moon landing has been very special 50 years later. Okay. We had a contingency speech in case the astronauts never came home. Crazy. So here we're going to go to an alternate reality where the moon did not work out, right? And so do we just like watch it here on the TV? Yeah. It's kind of creepy.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Slightly less than 1 minute to ignition, and everything is go.
What's that? 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Armstrong and Aldrin are scheduled to set foot on the moon.
That's been like a pitch change rather than an acceleration increase.
1 minute.
Sorry, I
this
need to make sure
is
to...
CBS News color coverage of Man on the Moon. Walter Cronkite.
Good morning. It's T-minus 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 53 seconds, and counting in just an hour and a half. If all goes well, Apollo 11 astronauts, Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins are to lift off from pad 39A out there on the voyage man always has dreamed about. Next stop for them, the moon. So it is now that there is time, if only briefly in this busy morning, to think of those three men and the burdens and the hopes that they carry on behalf of all mankind. Here's Jack King in Launch Control.
We're approaching the 60-second mark on the Apollo 11 mission. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour.
Netflix History
Liftoff on Apollo
101
11.
space race just
boy.
earlier today. I was eating
Oh boy, it looks good, Wally.
Trey bar. So I guess I had some food today. I didn't do Trey bar. I forgot I had some.
Building shaking.
Counts.
Getting that buffeting we've become used to. What a moment. Man on the way to the moon.
Man, look at those cool outfits.
Hello, Houston. Hello, Houston. This is Apollo 11. I'm reading your lab clear. Go ahead, over. Well, we're pointing up in this direction. We see out our side windows the sun going by, and of course, out one of our windows right now, we've got the Earth. Roger. Time to begin maneuver is 3:05:03. As we approach the moon will gradually grow larger and larger in size. 4 forward, drift into the right.
This is a little longer than I thought it was going to be. They're going to play through the whole, like, we went to the moon and then we had something bad happen on the way back or something.
Alarm, say again. Stop alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201. 1202.
Now, well may be the problem here, and we can monitor Delta.
47 forward. Put up. 1 minute. 1 minute. Roger, we got you.
Roger,
lost misfit. Put up.
And fast transitions are never a good thing either.
Lost data flight. We've had shutdown.
like they're stuck on the moon or something. Oh no, like they got stuck on the moon. Oh my god. I mean, it'd be better than being stuck in space, in my opinion. I'd rather be on the moon and die. I would way rather be on the moon and die than be floating in space and die. I mean, I'd rather not be in space and die. But
good evening, my fellow Americans.
Standing on solid ground sounds better.
Fate has ordained that the men who went to the moon to explore in peace will stay on the moon to rest in peace. These brave men, Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin, know that there is no hope for their recovery. But they also know that there is hope for mankind in their sacrifice. These two men are laying down their lives in mankind's most noble goal, to search for truth and understanding. They will be mourned by their families and friends. They will be mourned by their nation. They will be mourned by the people of the world. They will be mourned by a Mother Earth that dared send 2 of her sons into the unknown. In their exploration, they stirred the people of the world to feel as one. In their sacrifice, they bind more tightly the brotherhood of man. In ancient days, men looked at stars and saw their heroes in the constellations. In modern times, we do much the same, but our heroes are epic men of flesh and blood. Others will follow and surely find their way home. Man's search will not be denied. But these men were the first, and they will remain the foremost in our hearts. For every human being who looks up at the moon in the nights to come will know that there is some corner of another world that is forever mankind. Good night.
Well. Deepfakes use artificial intelligence to making people say and do things that never happened. That's right. Techniques from video dialogue replacement, voice conversion systems, traditional video editing techniques to demonstrate the range of misinformation that's possible.
Roger.
Beware of what you watch. Yeah, that was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good deepfake right there, using, I guess, a real speech, potentially, right? So, very interesting. Mary and the Monster, I think I walked right through this one. I didn't actually read what this one was. A 20-minute immersive experience that brings life to the origin of Frankenstein. Nice. That's gotta be pretty cool. I'm not gonna jump in this one right now, but I think that's pretty awesome. That one sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. A 20-minute immersive experience. The Tale of Frankenstein. That's freaking so cool. Immerse yourself in the evolution of flight through a first-of-its-kind interactive virtual reality experience that traces humankind's relationship to flight. Built in award-winning VR creators of an Oscar-winning practical effects team, Fly turns into a time-traveling pilot from the earliest imagines of Leonardo da Vinci's ornithopter to the Wright brothers' first successful flight on Kitty Beach. See, I was told the first successful flight, or the first, I thought those were in Brazil. See, and the Wright brothers, America apparently stole it, so I don't know what to think now when I see stuff like this anymore. I need to get a proper education apparently on flight, because I don't have it. I don't have it. All right. Yeah. Sorry. GT, I was saying Pixel Ripped 1989. It's a game. So the studio I work for, they've put out 89. They've put out Pixel Ripped 1995, and they've put out The Line so far, as far as the studio. And we have several other things they're working on. A game called Yuki, and some other, I guess, potential things in the works. So, but yeah, the Pixel Ripped 1989 is on sale for $7.50, and it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. Sequels, also for sale. So not on
Today
sale,
I watched the birds again and tried to make a machine that could mimic them.
Beautiful. I love this
And I had that same dream of the kite landing on my chest and gifting me, Leonardo, with the spirit of flight.
Leonardo.
I flapped my wings and could soar high over the hills of Vinci.
Oh, I flap my wings? Yeah, flap your wings. Oh, wow. Alright! Yeah, be a bird. It'd be fun to find the spots and like get the wind pattern. Okay, I'm gonna flap my wings. Oh my gosh, I actually can see my wings. Oh, it's so good. I like the immersion.
The idea of turning that dream into a reality continued to burn in Leonardo da Vinci's soul.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine making something that looked like
The
this?
boy became a man, one of the greatest artists, thinkers, and engineers of all time. But the dream remained the same.
I've poured everything I have into you, my beautiful bird. If I could just get these last few calculations correct, surely man can fly.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So that actually makes me go...
But despite Leonardo's brilliant advances, human flight was to take another 400 years.
Oh, really erase the clip. Really?
400 years. Picking ourselves up, dusting ourselves off, and trying again.
Oh, come on. I was gonna say, I'm gonna go right into the buildings. There's, you gotta do that off the top of a very tall building or something. It'd be frustrating to have these ideas.
Until one day, on an isolated December beach where America meets the Atlantic, Wilbur Wright was preparing to achieve the unachievable. Lying on the wing of his flyer, with his brother Orville at his side, together they would attempt to harness the wind and propel themselves into the history books.
Oh, the sound is doing that thing again. See, I gotta wonder, is this just my sound messing up? I don't know. I'm gonna close my sound and then restart it. Yeah, it is just my sound. Gosh darn it.
I can feel it!
I'm upset I ruined that other experience because of it. If I reset it, it works. I can't affect anything right here. You better not let me go.
Pull back on the elevator control! Now, Wilbur, now!
Now! Pull back. Pulling it back. Woo! I'm flying this thing. Yeah! They got the shadow in the good spot. Although, like I said, I feel like there could be. You guys need to do your research. There could be a Brazilian guy that made an airplane before this one. I feel like I remember that. And then the world just ignores him. South America, and they don't give him due credit. It could be one of those things. Could be. I could be wrong. But I kind of remember getting told that I was wrong. And I said to these guys first. We all know that it's very possible.
In just 59 seconds, the Wrights had turned mankind's dream of flight into a reality. And once their secret was out, there was no stopping us.
Are you sure it was their secret, though? I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. I'm sitting in a chair.
Excuse me, old chap, but could you fetch the cream and the grouse for me as I'll load them in under my chair here?
Got them here, sir.
I think I got myself to be in the wrong position.
Thank you very much.
Sitting down closer, I think.
So began a century in which we would build superhighways in uncharted skies.
Yeah. What's going on here? You know. Hello. Hello.
Britain launches world's first international passenger service. My readers are looking forward to reading all about this. Oh, and if you spotted my curious luggage, it's a brace of grouse for the British ambassador in Paris. Anyway, ready when you are.
Ready. Let's go. Push forward the control. See, it kind of pushed me out of my seat, so I'm kind of sitting above the seat right now. I play a game called War Thunder. If you play VR, if you have VR headset, and you enjoy the flight, War Thunder is amazing. It's outstanding. It's one of the best flying games you could possibly play in VR.
Request flying.
Half a century on, and we were flying further, faster, and higher than ever before.
Yeah, that's quite crazy. Like, oh yeah, no, we're up here at 30,000 feet now, just flying our commercial.
Concorde could skim the edge of space, the edge of heaven, the edge of dreams. Today's planes fly more people, further and smarter than ever before.
Speedbird 99, right turn 30 degrees for weather avoidance.
We continue to dream of flight, hypersonic speeds, space travel, cruise ships in the sky. Our challenge is to build a future that meets the human desire for flight while sustaining our incredible planet.
Welcome, Captain. This is Annie, your onboard AI on Tailfeather 1.
This is a future.
You are now approaching Speedbird 1 for docking. Please use gaze-activated navigation to guide us in.
Gaze-activated navigation. Just look where you want to look. Along the line. I'll look along the line. I'm looking up. I can't. I dropped something. Oh my god! I dropped my. No, I dropped my drink. Up. See, I would prefer to have my hand on something that could keep it going in the right direction.
We are now locked on course for docking. Your assistance is required on Speedbird 1's control deck.
I don't see your eyes. I'm sorry, but I don't see your eyes. Use navigation. I'm sorry, but I don't see your eyes.
Welcome, Captain, to Speedbird 1, the smartest, fastest, most ecologically efficient plane ever built.
Well,
please check all modules of the ship are ready for acceleration to hypersonic speed.
We're ready. We're ready. Touch, 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 touch.
Speedbird 1 features.
Touch. Touch.
Solar skin operation.
Touch.
Our short-haul tail-feather jet modules are both securely docked.
You're not even real. You're made up. What are we doing here?
Solar skin operational. Speedbird 1 features. CO2 intake valves open.
Okay.
The Speedbird is ready for acceleration to hypersonic speeds, Captain.
Let's do it. Beam me up, Scotty. 4, 3, 2, and
Speedbird to soar confirmed.
Oh boy. All right, good stuff. Some of the experiences don't exit like they're supposed to. Like, you're supposed to be able to hit a button and leave, but it doesn't seem to work that way. You got all the DLCs. GT, you're gonna have a good night, man. I'd say you can probably spend a good couple hours running through doing this stuff. So, okay, I think I got it to go off. I think I got it to go back to where we needed it to be. I think I'm gonna check out one more experience maybe for the first night, and then I'm gonna jump off the stream. Like I said, I'm pretty hungry. I haven't had a real meal or food in a little while. I'm doing that whole don't eat diet thing, lose all the weight, and then look like unhealthy person. It's not good. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not good. Violence. I don't really want to end with violence, but let's go check it out and see what it is. If it's... yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna see. I think we'll probably end up cutting out of it, because if it's something important, it's not that I don't think that it has value. There's a lot of really valuable experiences, for emotions, for mental health. But some of these things, personally, I'm trying to avoid right now some of these like super emotional songs and things like that and whatnot. Yeah, violence and active full trigger to start. I don't know if I want to see violence right now. So I can't actually. Okay. God, it makes it hard to read because it moves up. God, I hate this. Okay, I'm not gonna do this experience. I can already tell you right now. But I can't even, like, if I try to look up to read it, it then moves. Oh, thank God. Wait, it doesn't move that time. Okay, it stayed still. Fill out a few questions of your opinions, VR experience. It's a research, identifying information. It's a lot of information, a lot of stuff. I think it's probably cool, but the more I think about it, I don't want to do an app that kind of focuses on violence right now. The world has a lot of it. I think that there's so much value in experiences like that. I highly recommend people to individually go and watch those kinds of experiences to internalize them, to help not desensitize them. Oh no, I lost the museum, it looks like. Uh-oh. All right, be right back. Be right back.
I've got a big fat.
Yeah. Okay, actually, you know what? Yeah, hey, there's my little guy. It looks like we are having. Oh no, hold on. Hold on. I need to go back to be right back. I'll be right back.
I've got a big fat drum, big fat drum. I've got a big fat drum, pounding so bad. I've got a big fat drum, big fat drum. I've got a big fat, big. Listen.
Okay, whatever. Nope. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna try to open up the mixed Museum of Other Realities and jump back in it and get it going. It's showing me an error when it shows up, which means I have to close Steam and then open Steam. So I'm not gonna do any of that stuff right now. It is getting kind of late. It's 8:30 here in Florida, but I'm going to go ahead and probably jump in and actually experience some of the museum for myself a little bit more. There's a few things I want to see. I do want to check out that gravity one and kind of finish it. I apologize for quitting in the middle of it, although hopefully that's more incentive for people to see them for themselves. There's so much stuff in there. I've looked at, I just probably showed 10% maybe, but yeah, I'm really proud that the line has like literally the front door seat when you walk into Tribeca. The first thing you see is the line. So congratulations, Arvery, for that, and of course Ricardo Loganato. Hope you guys enjoyed some of this experience, and we'll do some more live streams later. This museum, the last day that you can experience it is today. So once again, if you do have a headset, go ahead and jump in there, and we'll be playing some other games here shortly. So hope you guys had a good time, and have a good night, everybody. Stay safe with the corona out there. And we'll see you soon.